This rolling in a sec. What's going on, everybody? Obviously, jumping on here. Got some big news that just dropped, and we're here to talk about it. What's up, guys?
Hi, Uncle Mike.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, tell Uncle Mike. Say we back up. We back up.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hold on. Just so everybody out there knows.
It's not a Mac Jones.
You feel me?
It's a Drake.
Fresh.
Go.
This
It's a
isn't a cricket.
Draco.
This isn't a cricket job.
Oh man.
All right. Will's on the bus? No? Nah, you out of here?
He's like, I made my appearance and
Right. Hold on. Give me one second.
Good. You're good. Little cameo from the little man there. Man. How we all feeling out there? How we all feeling? It's wow. I still can't believe it.
All right, we back. Had to make that.
Oh, of course.
Had to make that debut because I was a little hype.
Of course. And since we're hype, you gotta
Bam, 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 bam.
Let's go.
Gotta break it.
Let's go. Wow.
So just to be fully transparent with everybody, I'm very excited about the Diggs information.
Yeah.
Breaking news. But also I'm more excited about what the Giants did and how it pertains to the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. It was quick too. It was like the Giants dropped that news, what, an hour ago?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. If that.
And then 10 minutes later, Stefon Diggs. It's like,
And I was watching the Insiders.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, I was watching Sports Center, and then Sports Center broke it while also transitioning into the. Excuse me, I'm not familiar. The golfing event that's going down the indoor golfing event.
Yeah, whatever that is. I got some people at work that usually talk about it. I'm like, eh.
So, they dropped it, went to the golfing thing, and then I went on the Insiders, and it's like during that transition, I realized that the Giants already signed Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
And then they broke news on Russell Wilson, but it really wasn't anything spectacator. Like, it wasn't taking over any outlet, right?
Wonder if ESPN had this already. You know what I mean? It's kind of like slide the Russ Wilson news real quick. It's like, yeah, Russ signed with the Giants, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, it is, like you said, it is an actual pretty impactful move for the Patriots because it almost assures Travis Hunter going to New York.
So, yeah, and it's like, what? Okay, so you're going to draft Jameis Winston. I mean, excuse me, you're going to sign Jameis Winston, and then you're going to sign Russell Wilson when you were the clear favorite to land Shador. So now, or excuse me, let me say one of the favorites to sign Rodgers.
Yep.
And then if that fell through, you draft Shador.
Yep. Now there's
and like you can do whatever you want with that information. It's like they're not gonna draft a quarterback.
No,
they're not.
Especially not now.
Like,
there's no need to.
Why would you?
No.
I think that it's a a genius move from New York in the standpoint of they don't want to be responsible they're done with the humiliation that they've dealt with thus far,
Yeah.
especially after the ridiculousness that transpired regarding and revolving around the Saquon Barkley,
Yeah.
and the season
Yeah,
that he had.
as a Giants, supporter, as a person in the organization, this is very critical for you. Like, you think this is a critical offseason for the Patriots. Like, damn,
Yeah.
the Giants, they got a hit. And when this news broke, I was just like, all right, that definitely means, no QBs of the Giants, which they hold three. And yeah, here we go. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it almost now the big question is, it kind and the reason why I'm excited is because it forces Cleveland's hand, right?
mm-hmm,
Because it's like, okay, we took Jameis off the board and we took Russell Wilson off the
mm-hmm,
board. I don't know the I highly doubt it. I'm just gonna say that the Cleveland Browns had no shot at Aaron Rodgers, right? But even if they thought, if it was a glimmer in their
yeah,
eye that they thought that they were going to get him,
yep,
now it's either pressure to 100% throw everything they can at Aaron Rodgers
mm-hmm,
to try and get him out of the conference, because the favorite is Pittsburgh now. All eyes
yeah.
and all roads lead to Pittsburgh when in regards to Aaron Rodgers, right?
Oh yeah.
So um it's like, okay, do you like you have to draft Shador in Cleveland,
You would
or
think,
or, or
but
you draft, or if the high and mighty Dion interjects, and
yeah, he might.
does Jackson Dart go before Shador?
Could.
Now those questions start
Cle-
to.
Cleveland's stupid, and they're going to do something stupid. They're going to do something that will set the franchise back, obviously. Um, that Thank you, Giants. Like you said, thank you, Giants. That's a great way to start too. Obviously, with the show is mainly going to be about what the Patriots just dropped, but it's a phenomenal start because it leads into what the Patriots now are faced with. You're most likely going to have Abdul Carter at 4
And
there.
if not,
And if he somehow goes to Cleveland, the Giants aren't picking him.
yeah, the
Then,
next best I, ideal situation for the Patriots, which I'm not. We've discussed this in depth.
mhm,
I'm not opposed to trading back
yeah,
if it because now
you
the
have your
Giants,
one.
Titans, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
what Cam Ward went to minus 600,
Something
or
like that.
yeah, like for the
Heavy,
favorite,
heavy,
you know,
heavy
or maybe a
favorites.
thousand if I'm not mistaken, or
So
maybe Abdul
Cam,
Carter was like
Cam's going one. Cam's
Cam's
going
going
one.
one. Yeah, and Tennessee's now holding a private workout.
Cam's going one.
Cam's
We know that
going
now.
one,
That's
right?
that's solidified.
And then
And now you
Cleveland
got
is
to.
next.
Yep. Now what the hell do they do?
It's like
Like,
what do you who's left now, right? Like who's left in free agency? It's Aaron Rodgers, and then who? I don't even know.
I don't think
I'm
I
asking you
don't think
legitimately
I
because
don't think
just
many.
trying to figure out if you know. Like legitimately don't know. I knew it was Russ, and I knew
Those are the two
and I knew
big
that.
names that were left.
Yeah,
There's nobody.
yeah.
And
So
now, see, and this is why we harped on it last year. And when the idiots started rambling on about Bazooka Joe,
mhm.
this reason that the way everything just transpired with Russ going to the Giants, with Rodgers still floating out there, with Stefon Diggs signing here just a half an hour ago, the news broke. Why do you think Stefon Diggs signed here?
Yes, sir. Swap the picks. Swap the
This is
picks.
why.
Swap the
Stefon
picks.
Diggs is a New England
Swap
Patriot.
the picks. Swap them. Swap them right now.
So
Swap them as
you,
immediately as possible.
you have your number one receiver, and I'm already never fails getting negative feedback.
Of course. Of
Well, we
course.
get through obviously 3
Hold
years.
on. Save it. Save it.
Yeah,
Save it. Save it. Save
yeah,
it. Save it. Save it.
yeah.
Save it. Save it. Because I know, bro. I know. Trust me. I know. I know. Just
Mm.
save it. We got a little bit. We got a little bit of time. Obviously, this is a spontaneous
Mm-hmm.
breaking news
Yeah.
show. Save it. Like conserve the energy. Let it all decompress as we move forward with the show.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. Save it. Save it. Because I promise you, it'll be worth it towards the end of the episode for sure. Because it's just
It just
like
blows my mind.
it's
That's all.
crazy. It's honestly, it's like it kind of it's very discouraging as a Patriots fan, um, because the decade, like, it almost makes you feel like people are don't deserve it.
Mm-mm. No, if anything, that shows Tatum needs a guy like Coop. So we get this is a real quick reaction to the show last night. If you haven't seen it, the hot take we had, go check it out. We just had a comment about that about we killed Tatum last night because I mentioned a little something about trading number 7 on the Celtics. But if you haven't heard
Yeah,
it,
we can
go
touch
check the
that.
show out. We'll post
We'll
that.
touch. Yeah, we'll
It's
get
gonna
back
get
to it
posted to YouTube tonight. Because it was a longer show, the damn thing just that won't load to YouTube as
Yeah,
quick.
yeah,
So it's in the process. Once it's loaded up, we'll get it up
for
there,
sure,
and y'all can jump on YouTube to check it out.
for sure.
But yeah,
Um, but pertaining to the
the
Patriots and
Patriots.
everything, it's like with now with everything in place in regards to the quarterbacks, and the only quarterback being left is the Aaron
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers, and obviously he's not going to Cleveland. You know, even before, even when Myles Garrett, requested the trade,
Mm-hmm.
I texted you immediately like,
You did.
am I crazy, or would it be smart for the Patriots to offer a pick swap along with Joe Milton,
Bazooka Joe. Yeah. Yes.
and then also obtain their second round pick of this year, which would, if I'm not mistaken, bring us to top five picks in the second round,
Mm-hmm.
and then also two top seven picks in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now it's starting to become more
Yep.
realistic because obviously we signed uh
I
uh oh
I
my
get the same feeling. No,
the
I get the same
astronaut.
feeling. I don't. I don't think this is the last bomb to drop
No,
from the
no,
Patriots.
absolutely not.
I
No,
think you're going to
no.
see something else monumentally big for this franchise. Yeah, I think
I
there's another big move
For
coming.
sure. I can't agree with you more. Just in regards to,
Man.
so there's a lot of yeah, for sure. I mean, it's very dope. Like, it's like with all of the moves that have been made thus far, right?
Hmm.
And this is going back to what I told you to, just to simmer it down a
Yeah,
little bit and just wait. It's like we have already made more moves than we've made in a
ever,
decade, in just a month,
ever.
month and a half.
When like
So the
yeah,
fact that people are still dissatisfied with what has already transpired, it's kind of like, what do you like, what more do you want? Like,
what
we
do you
have,
want?
and
What do
it's
you
and
want
it's
them to
almost like,
do?
and we are, and we've expressed on the show, and I can't wait until we blow up, because like this, we legitimately, like, yo, we have the third easiest schedule in the NFL. So why, like, what aren't you getting? Like, okay, we didn't get a tackle. We didn't really have the leverage to do so.
Not yet.
Everybody else had the leverage to do so. We
We didn't
got a
get it.
center. We let go of Andrews, but we
You got a
solidified.
formidable, a formidable guy to hold that position.
Of course,
And the
absolutely,
thing is, when
absolutely.
you said that about the tackle, not yet.
Of course not.
The
Why?
fucking
Why?
tackle's coming.
We're not even a year removed from a rebuild.
And look at
Like,
what
can
they're
we
doing.
relax?
Yeah.
We're not gonna win the Super Bowl,
No.
and that's the
Well,
issue with people. It's like
according to Blake, we might.
we're
Blake just joined
going
the
to
team.
win the Super Bowl. Like we
no,
need to win the Super Bowl.
no,
Like,
no.
bro,
We
we
got
have 125-30 million dollars in cap space. We're supposed to
yeah.
pay everybody. Everybody's supposed to sign, and
No,
we're supposed to go to the Super Bowl immediately. It's like that's not how you work a fucking rebuild.
no. It's just a real real on that. It's we have. There we go. See, me and him. We bet like 2 weeks ago because they were clamoring in a group chat about how the moves stink. They're not going to be good again. Blah blah blah. And I was like, listen, whatever the win total is, whatever Vegas comes out with that win total for the Pats in 2025, I'm hitting the over. This is before Stefon Diggs. This is actually before a couple moves, and I was like, I'm already hitting the over
Easy,
because of Vrabel. Vrabel gives you like 2 to 3 wins.
of
So,
course.
and the bet was obviously I'm taking the over, he's taking the under. And when we just signed Diggs, he was like, well, well, fuck. It's now we're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what happens
But obviously
when you
not.
jump the gun too early. When you just too, you
I'm
just
holding
gotta
it to you, Blake.
relax and let it. It's a long season. It's a long season, my guy. Like football is a
It
very
is.
cutthroat sport, and you know that as a fan. You can't
Mm-hmm.
let your emotions get the best of you.
Nope.
Like
And I just don't
I'm
understand.
not. I'm excited. Like I said at the beginning of the show,
Yep.
I am very excited that we got Stefon Diggs, but I'm more excited about what the Giants just did because that's the thing that people don't that fans or people that call themselves fans, and this is no shit. I'm not calling you a fake fan, Blake. I don't even know
He's
you.
not. No, he's not.
But like it's just like, yo, we gotta relax. Like look at the bigger picture. Look at the Patriots were probably one of the favorites for, or let's say top three favorites for Myles Garrett when he first requested the trade,
Right.
because reporters got to get their hits and get their clicks,
Of course they do.
so. And I even mentioned it,
Yeah.
right? I even mentioned
No, you
it.
did. You did.
I even mentioned it like, yo, let's trade for Myles Garrett. Fuck it. Even Micah Parsons. If Micah Parsons doesn't get a
That
deal, there's
was
a
floated out there
there's
too.
a
The
there's
four
a
and a couple.
potential
Yeah.
that he is on the trade market before the draft. So will the Patriots be a part of that? You better fucking believe it. Of course. If and now it's like, yo, we have the ability because of what New York just did, and if Cleveland isn't dumb as rocks, because who are you going to start? You're going to start the season with Kenny Pickett. Out of,
Sure.
out of out of the 30 quarterbacks that you've had since Tim Couch, right?
Oh
You're
my
going to
God. No.
start the season with Kenny
Yep.
Pickett, or are you going to start the season with Jackson Dart or Shador Sanders?
That's the
Or
million
are you going
dollar
to
question right
draft?
now.
Or are you going to draft Abdul Carter? Or are you going to draft Travis Hunter?
You
It's
could. You
it's
could steal
still up in
them
the
away.
air, but it's like, okay, what New York did just forced your hand,
They're not that smart.
and
They're not that
and
smart.
and trust me, I would love to believe it, and I would really love for that to happen, obviously, because
Yeah.
I'm super giddy because in my mind I give New York Cleveland the credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, draft your quarterback for the future because obviously you already fucked up by changing the whole game
Yep.
and giving Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract while he was still
There to stay, baby. There to stay. Those
while
stars
he
better
was
get
still
ready.
in. You know what
He's
I
not
mean? Like,
going anywhere.
yeah, listen. He's still gonna be on TikTok, and it's still gonna be out there. The rumors are gonna be out there whether he got a rub and tuck or not, or seven or 11, 22, however many women came out, right? So you know what I mean? Like
hmm
you already fucked up. and you showed your ass.
Literally.
Pause. You showed
Literally.
your ass, literally. The entire 31 other teams were very upset about you
Yep.
when you gave him that fully guaranteed contract with all that was out to display.
Yep.
So you need to draft a quarterback to
Oh yeah.
address that because he fucked up his Achilles again. He's going to be out the entire season. So you're going to go out there with Kenny Pickett
Sure.
and then have Abdul Carter be opposite of Myles Garrett
Sure.
and continue to showcase.
That's a
Oh
very
yeah,
Cleveland. That's a very Cleveland Brown move, though.
and it is. And will I be upset? Of course, because I
Yeah.
wanted him on my team and he's wasting his career and his talent. But in reality, I fully believe that they're going to take a quarterback as they should.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, and just to touch on it real quick, no homo. I feel so bad for Kenny Pickett, man, because like to be in a first round pick
Yep.
and then a backup and then a backup and win a Super Bowl and then go into the
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yikes.
And it's like
Yikes.
in his mind, I would assume he's like, yeah, I'm taking over. This is me. And it's like, no, buddy.
Nobody.
Nah, we need
Nobody. But
we're giving all of this money to Deshaun Watson, even though we reconstructed his contract to pay Myles Garrett so he can stay his ass here for as long as possible. And we traded for you to be a bridge guy
mm-hmm.
potentially because you
Mm-hmm.
just came off of a Super Bowl and played the last, what, 3-4 minutes of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you won a Super Bowl, you can help bridge the whoever we bring in here
I,
to 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 die again. Unfortunately, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is, and
no.
hopefully they prove me wrong. Hopefully they prove me wrong. But Jackson Dart obviously isn't a top three guy,
But they can
and
take him if they want him.
if
Go ahead.
absolutely,
Go
and
right
and
ahead.
and Shador is,
Take him too.
obviously in this aspect of in this year's draft,
Mhm.
Shador Sanders is a not first round quarterback, top 10 pick,
In
obviously.
this year's draft. But that
Respectfully,
again, right,
respectfully, Cam Ward as well.
right,
You are a first round
right,
pick in
right,
this
right.
draft. Are you a first overall pick? Maybe not.
Yeah.
So,
But this is getting you're pointing it all out with the QBs. This is why you, as the Patriots, did what you did last year. This is why you didn't trade the pick last year. This is why you didn't draft Joe Alt with the third pick last year. This is why you drafted your franchise quarterback at 3 last season for moments like tonight, because you have that position secure. It's locked up for years to come now. Now you add the pieces around. And
absolutely.
here
You're in a
they
very
come.
different position
Here come the
that
pieces.
you're in a position that multiple teams weren't in for
Yeah.
years. I
And to
mean,
think that the Patriots, like, look, consider all the rebuilds. Uh, People make the argument about Pittsburgh, how Pittsburgh's never really gone through an actual rebuild where they're just kind of like mediocre-ish and they're kind
yeah,
of flirting on there. Tomlin with the 500 record. Um, but what has that done for them? Like what Super Bowls? No, they've just been there. Do you, as the Patriots, do you just want to be there for 10 years? Or do you want to sacrifice like they have? And granted, last year when we were watching these games, it was just frustrating to say the least.
absolutely.
But like with Pittsburgh, do you want to be mediocre for 10 years or do you want to sacrifice a couple years, kind of suck, really suck, pause, and then start this rebuild, but take a giant leap? The Patriots just took a giant leap. You were 3-14 or 4-13, whatever the hell it was last year with that last game. Like, you just got so much better this offseason, and you just added one of the premier wide receivers in the NFL. And I get it, 32, coming off an injury, save me. Save it. I don't want to hear it. Because you added a number one receiver. You added a reliable number one receiver that's going to go out there and produce.
Was Ben Roethlisberger a rookie when they won the Super Bowl, or was he a sophomore?
Sophomore, I believe.
I believe. I'm trying to figure out as you're talking,
Yeah.
but he still is the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So
Never know.
90% of his career,
Mm-hmm.
the Steelers have been 500 or better.
Right.
They've had a winning
Right.
season.
Right.
So, but they've had a phenomenal defense the entire time, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that, I mean, when you look at it from a football perspective,
Mm-hmm.
the moves that Vrabel is making, adding depth in veterans to the defense on
Mm-hmm.
these 2-3 year deals, while to give you leeway and give you time to progress on the defensive
Mm-hmm.
side and grow as a team with a young stud at the helm. It's almost like, okay, let me take a page out of Mike Tomlin's book, because some people care about Mike Tomlin always having a winning season, but people don't realize how hard that is.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
Steelers are always
They are.
relevant, no matter what, in
And
arguably the toughest division in football. So,
yeah, the AFC North.
you know what I mean? So give them some credit. And
Yeah.
obviously the AFC East has been weak
Right.
for the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
So
But it's about to flip.
exactly, it's like, yo, like, be realistic
Mm-hmm.
here. Like, you can argue till you're blue in the face that the
Mm-hmm.
AFC East is weak, but
Not anymore.
yeah, like,
Well, at
and not for
least
nothing, but
two
Brady
teams.
Brady has destroyed everybody, no matter what. Okay, we play in a weak ass division. Okay, cool. When I see your team in the
Right.
playoffs, who's winning? Who went to 11 straight chips?
Mm-hmm.
Who has 7 rings?
Mm-hmm.
Who plays outdoors majority of their career, all of their career? I went to Tampa Bay to retire, but I
Basically.
was still outdoors.
And he still was slinging the ball.
You know what I mean? He could still play right
He could
now.
have.
Come on,
He could still be
like,
playing.
what are we
He.
talking about? If Aaron Rodgers, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers still. Aaron Rodgers,
Just give it up, man. Just go
we're
away.
talking about
You're
Aaron
done.
Rodgers.
You're done here. You're done. We're talking about
Aaron
practice. No.
Rodgers,
I just I
Aaron
I don't have
Rodgers, still. Brady's in a whole new
I'm
place, and he
letting
can
you roll.
still lace
Go.
up right now today.
Mm-hmm.
All 32 teams. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't even know if Brady could potentially be the first player to own shares in a fucking franchise and play.
Imagine.
Change the game.
Imagine.
He'll kick the doors open for Caleb Williams. Kick the door open for
Oh,
Caleb Williams. That's
please.
probably why
That dude.
that's probably why Brady it hasn't made a return, because everybody's on the phone like, yeah, Brady, please, you cannot do this, sir.
Yep.
You cannot do this. You will fuck everything up for the entire NFL. We're gonna have to guarantee contracts. We're gonna have to give everybody everything that they want,
Mm-hmm.
as they should.
Mm-hmm.
As they should. It's the greatest sport on the
You know,
planet.
and you know what's good about having being the team that had the greatest quarterback of all time? Drake Maye is getting taught by Tom Brady. Let's be real. If you don't think that Tom Brady is having his input with Drake, then you're fucking crazy. like to be low key taught by Tom Brady.
We could potentially trade with the Raiders, trade back to the
Yeah.
seventh
Mm-hmm.
pick. Is that seven
I
or
believe
eight?
so.
It may be
Is it? No, it's
regardless.
8. It's 8.
Eight,
Chicago
right?
has
Eight.
7.
Okay, yeah. So we could trade back out of
Yeah.
4 so that maybe they do take up. I mean, this is why I'm excited because
Now we're getting into this talk.
yeah, this is why I'm excited because like I hate I've never like I've said it before. I cannot stand Gerard Mayo. I wish him the
I
absolute
had
worst in his career
I had
moving
no idea what
forward.
was about to fly out of your mouth there, but
I
I agree. I agree.
because imagine
You
being
fucked us, buddy.
imagine being the position that we're in right now and we had the first overall pick. You're talking about a first this year. You're talking
Yep.
about a first next year.
Yep. But no. You had to have your little power trip because you knew you were getting canned because you
Oh.
can't make it as a head coach because you're too much of a player's coach. You can't do anything for them after they cross the white line, but you sure as hell could do something for them on the last game of the season where it meant that last game of the season meant more to the Patriots than any other game this whole entire season, even Drake Maye's first start.
It was bigger than beating Cincinnati.
Like,
It was
what
bigger than beating Cincinnati.
in the fuck? And that's what I think, like, Vrabel, honestly, I think that kind of played a part in it too, where Vrabel
Absolutely.
is kind of like,
I think so too.
Vrabel's like,
Because
what are you
now it made his job
doing, dude?
now it made his job harder, but now it really made him like, okay, let me put on the
Put the
Superman
cape
cape. Let me
on.
put the cape on.
Exactly. He was just like watching this and going,
I'm gonna
Vrabel,
prove not only am I gonna prove to you that you're a shithead, but I'm gonna prove to you that I'm a way better fit for this organization.
like, I can't imagine. I would love to be able to rewind and see what Vrabel's reaction to the last game was, because we all know that Vrabel loves the Patriots always, and that he got, the Titans hated him because he always talked about the Patriots. Same thing with McDaniels. Wherever
Yeah.
McDaniels went, he backed him as like, don't bash the Patriots. Um, Vrabel's probably sitting there going, Gerard, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
And now both of them are on the
You're
same staff.
fucking this
They're
franchise. What are you doing?
they're both on the same staff, and they both were all three of them are on the same team, and it's just like
Yep.
all the shit that Brady did, all the shit that Bill did, and like
Hmm.
this is how you're gonna go out, bro. Like,
But my question
but
too
anyway,
is like, why couldn't so to pin on your Gerard take, why couldn't they have done this last
exactly,
offseason?
exactly.
What's the difference? I
We
know the difference. There's a competent person leading this franchise
they,
right now.
they
Somebody
clearly
knows what the
the
hell he's doing.
as shitty as Wolf and the Crafts were, they still didn't respect you. You should
No.
have saw that from day one. They didn't get. You're gonna come out and make a comment. Oh yeah, we got money to spend. We're gonna spend the money, and
What'd you
then
do?
retract your statement
Who was
a
the
day
biggest free
later.
agent signing last year? I don't know. KJ Osborne? Like, what? What? And you draft Drake May. Honest, the biggest signing was drafting Drake May
And
at 3.
and Elliot Wolf took credit for that. He just took credit for that. He just took credit for that.
Listen,
So
Helen
what?
Keller could have drafted Drake May in last year's
But,
draft.
absolutely, this I don't. Did you see his quote? I'm sure you saw his quote. Like
Draco?
what the best player available will
Mm-hmm.
the best player available will be taken. With the
You're still out
exception
there,
of
huh? You're
with
still
he's
it's
trolling.
still
He's trolling.
out there, huh?
He's still trolling.
Go,
He's
go on,
trolling.
go on.
He's trolling. Um,
We had a comment saying Milton Diggs can't wait. Go on
But
about
but he,
Draco. My bad.
yeah, he like, ob- what made the difference with this franchise is drafting Drake Maye last season, which was the, even though front office was shitty, it's the most important move that was made
It's
for
the biggest move. That's
for the foreseeable future and the future of this
Mhm.
organization, because simply because we would now, and Shaq, if you're still watching, even if Joe Milton was on this team and drafted by the Patriots last year, the Patriots today without May would be in a position and be in all of the media for the front runner for either Jackson Dart or Shador Sanders. That would be the argument right now. That would be what would be the topic of discussion. It wouldn't be the offensive line. It wouldn't be the
weapons.
weapons. Stefon Diggs wouldn't be here
Nope.
today if that was the
Nope.
case. We would still have the wide receiver room that we have now. We would still have Vidarian Lowe as our left tackle, but we would have to focus on whoever could potentially change this franchise. We wouldn't be talking about trading back and finding a quarterback later on. We
Nope.
potentially could have been this where Russ signed,
Hmm.
of course.
But
Jameis,
what does
of
that get you?
course.
That doesn't put you at any advantage?
Maybe Aaron Rodgers,
Oh God, no.
of course.
Hmm.
But that's where we're
No,
at.
yeah. I'm
That's where
reacting
we
to
would
that.
have been
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Think about
Oh,
it.
I
Like
know. This is what we're trying, the both of us. I know me, and I know you are too. That's why I'm saying the both and talking for you. This is what we've been trying to say all along. This is why we're so giddy about Drake May, is because he is the guy. He is your franchise leader. He is the guy that's going to take this team to where it's supposed to go.
last year, Drake May had 11 games under Gerard Mayo. This year, we have 8. Who knows?
17.
I'm not. I don't want to
Well,
be. I don't want to be. You know, but
just in
potentially
case.
a fringe wild card team, right? So maybe we sit Drake a couple
I don't
games.
I don't think it's fringe anymore, man.
Yes, sir. I agree, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be too obnoxious.
I'm not bad.
Let's say let's say a 16. Let's
Too
be fair. What
obnoxious.
17? 17? Okay, we'll keep it at
Drake,
17.
17 games.
17
Well,
games, right?
yeah, because you're still
17
going to
games.
need to fight in that last week,
17 games under Vrabel
Mike. Hmm.
and Josh
Hmm.
McDaniels. And now you have the ability to you have you don't only have Stefon Diggs, right? But everybody was shitting on um Earth Crunchy Boy, who
Oh, Hollis.
played with
Holland.
Diggs
Hmm.
in Buffalo.
Hmm.
The the reason why Buffalo brought Stefon Diggs in was for the development of Josh Allen,
Hmm.
who is who was
Hmm.
your MVP. He wasn't my MVP, but
He was mine.
respectfully, he was in the running for the MVP race.
Yep.
Now we have Stefon Diggs, and for you know, okay, Stefon Diggs is an older wide receiver. Fact,
I don't care
fact,
because he's still got
fact.
talent.
Stefon Diggs is coming off of a torn ACL. Fact.
I don't
Um,
care.
but the injury is very common now in all of the sports
Hmm.
world. We can go back to Adrian Peterson, right?
Hmm.
The biggest, one of the biggest Neanderthals in all of
Hmm.
sports, came back running full speed at 6 months
Stud. Absolute stud.
off of the ACL. So I think that's where the science started to transition. Like, I think that everybody was like, okay, what did Adrian Peterson do?
Hmm.
And how did he become so agile so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, I tore my ACL in college.
I have not.
Every single surgeon that I spoke to, hey, listen, this injury is 90% mental, 10% physical. If you attack rehab
Mm-hmm.
and get right,
Mm-hmm.
you have nothing to worry
Yeah.
about. Now, granted, I was a fucking Division 2, Division 3 football
Yeah.
player. That means nothing to a lot of people. I
No, but it meant
respect that.
something to you.
I respect that. It meant something to me because I grew up watching Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson was a freshman that was on the verge of winning the Heisman Trophy against Reggie Bush. He lost to Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this dude is a different beast. Gronk was running. He was with the same doctors as Adrian Peterson. Oh, I tore my ACL. Let me see what's up with. Let me put my
Mm-hmm.
mindset is with Adrian Peterson.
Oh,
If Adrian Peterson can do it, I can
me,
do it. Right?
me have boo boo in my leg.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, let me fix
Yeah.
it fast,
Need fix now.
fast. So it's
Sorry, go
all
on.
mental. So Stefon Diggs has been one of, if not the most mentally tough individuals at the wide receiver position
Mm-hmm.
the past decade. So
And you have him.
let's pump the brakes for 3 years. Everybody wanted a 1 year deal. Oh yeah, let's 1 year deal. Listen, I'll take Stefon Diggs at the contract that we had, opposed to overpaying for Chris Godwin at the
Oh.
beginning of free agency, who not only tore his ACL but dislocated his ankle. So now what are we talking about? Now what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You want Diggs on an ACL where you've seen multiple people come from? Shout out to Juju Watkins, man. I'm hurt. I'm It sucks because the women's game women's sports need her.
Mm-hmm.
They need her,
That was a
and for
tough,
that to
tough blow.
happen in the tournament that's what hurts the most. It happened in the tournament, right? But she's gonna come back. She's a different beast. She's a different animal. She's,
Of course.
mentally, she's gonna come back and destroy the rest of her
Mm-hmm.
career, and then pretend, and then at the
Mm-hmm.
next level, whatever that may be
Mm-hmm.
for her.
Mm-hmm.
But like, let's be for real here. You're gonna take a broken down ACL and a dislocated
Ankle.
ankle from Chris Godwin, who's never been a number one wide receiver in his life,
Nope.
never has been a number one wide receiver in his
Nope.
life, over Stefon Diggs. Respectfully, you are smoking dick.
Lay off the weed.
Stop
Like
it.
I that you said this is I'll let a little air out of the balloon right now because I got it. I got the text like, "Are you happy about Diggs?" I'm like, "Of course I am." Well, yeah, how can you be happy? You didn't want Chris Godwin, but you want Stefon Diggs. I was like, Mike, relax. No, I'm sitting there, and I would love to see what I look like because you could probably see the blood just flowing right up to my head. I was just sitting there with my phone. I'm like, mm. And I respectfully didn't answer said person
Good.
because I'm like, I will tear you a new asshole right now.
It doesn't. It just doesn't
What
make any
is
sense.
going on? Just what is going on with the reaction? It's a lot. That's too much money. That's too many years.
We have $90 million
What
left.
is wrong with you? What is wrong? That's my question. What is wrong with you? What is up here? Can we have some brain scans, please, for these people and really get to the bottom of it? Because there's something wrong mentally with y'all. There is. Stefon Diggs at 32, coming off a torn ACL.
Cool.
You're going to argue with me that it's the same level of a move if we signed a guy? If you gave how much more million to Chris Godwin? We gave Stefon 3 years at 69. But we were going to offer Godwin how much?
30.
What are you smoking? First of all, yeah, lay off, but actually no, don't lay off of it. Give us
Yeah,
some. I want to
facts.
feel what you're feeling. I really do.
And what you're missing is that's never been a number one receiver.
I don't think it had even. Well, it does have to be said because
It
people are
oh
stupid.
it
But like,
it
you
does have
got
to
a
be said.
legitimate number one. This is my argument for Brandon Ayuk, where people are up my ass pause about Brandon Ayuk coming here. Like, why don't you want Ayuk? I didn't
Why would
say I
you?
didn't want Ayuk, idiot.
And all
I
and I'm sorry to
nope.
cut you off, but Ayuk is a wide receiver that stated that he didn't want to be here, and it was just reported earlier today that DK Metcalf stated that the Patriots made a strong push for DK and he did not want to be here. So why would you
I
put yourself in a position where to satisfy you
mhm.
for the name that you do everything in your power to force somebody to be here that does not want to be here?
What did
Why
Vrabel
would you
say?
why would you do that?
What did Vrabel say in his press conference? We want guys that want to play here,
Trim the fat.
and we want to trim the
That's
fat.
trimming the fat. That's keeping the cancer away. That is
You're
fucking
killing the tumor. There was a there was a
that is staying in
there was
remission.
a big ass cancer tumor that was the New England Patriots last year. We're getting rid of it, and you want to add people that are gonna make that thing grow again, like
And
like DK.
respectfully, I sent you the article regarding why
Mm-hmm.
DK shouldn't have been
Mm-hmm.
here, because it probably would have slowed down the progression of a player that has the attitude and the drive and the
Mm-hmm.
leadership in Drake Maye.
Mm-hmm. Who do you want? So you look at the player too. You just hit it on the head. DK Metcalf's attitude has been called into question so many times in his career in the NFL so far. Obviously, Stefon Diggs has had some of that too with Josh Allen, but those two connected for a very long time. And obviously, we don't know what happened at the end there.
Of course not, and we'll
And
never
we'll never
know.
know, and
But
I don't care, to be
absolutely
completely honest with you.
no.
I couldn't care less. But don't you think Stefon Diggs is going to elevate? He's the kind of guy that's going to elevate Drake Maye.
So let's see. Kirk Cousins, he had, right? Kirk Cousins. Then he transitioned to Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And then he transitioned to week
To see
8 with
CJ.
CJ. Sophomore, third year, fourth year guy in
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And where at whatever year Kirk Cousins was,
I,
produced number one. Number
he's been a number one
one.
receiver on every single. I would call him still the number one on Houston last year. No disrespect to Nico Collins, because
Remember, he
Stephon
was
Diggs.
still a baby when he made that play in the playoffs um against the
Yep,
Saints,
the
right? So
Minnesota Miracle.
so and that was with Kirk. I don't know who else was on that team, but
But even so,
forward to let's move forward to Buffalo, and you got Gabe Davis, you got
Hollins,
you have you got Hollins, but but even before
Cole
Hollins, you
Beasley,
got yeah,
yeah,
and then
they were stacked.
and then you go to Houston with Tank. You go to Houston
Tank,
with
Nico, Dalton
Nico,
Schultz,
Dalton Schultz, coming off of a monster year with
Mixon
Dallas,
in the
and
backfield.
then Joey Mixon, dog. Like imagine the damage that Houston could have did if he never got hurt. If Nico didn't go on IR,
Mm-hmm.
like what are we
If
What the
Tank
fuck are
didn't
we
die in the
talking
back of the end
about?
zone, yeah,
What the fuck are we talking about? You know what?
I
It's not
don't
the
know.
obviously he's 32 years old. It's not the tell all be all, but it's like somebody that you want in your fucking wide receiver room when it's the shittiest fucking wide receiver room in all of the free world.
And the biggest, one of the biggest things that everybody's missing: motivation. Motivation is a hell of a drug. It's a drug. It fires you up like no other. And here we go, because I can feel the blood already. So we're gonna have at it. Don't you think Stefon Diggs is going to be motivated to play with the New England Patriots? Why? Because his former team is in the division. The team that he had a bad breakup with. I don't care what anybody says. There was a bad breakup there.
Coach,
Stefon
quarterback,
Diggs
position
plays
coach,
the Buffalo Bill and the head coach too, and McDermott. But he plays the Buffalo Bills twice,
and he
two
gets to go.
times,
One of them is in
and one of
Buffalo.
them is back in Buffalo. Is this the first time he's going back to Buffalo? Did Houston go there?
Not that
No,
I'm sure, not that I'm aware of.
no, right? If I'm missing something, I'm sorry. I'm just right now. But this is the first time. Actually, let me before I say, yeah, no, because Buffalo went to Houston. This is the first time Stefon Diggs is going back to Buffalo to play against the Bills.
And Stefon Diggs will be ready. He probably won't play. He probably won't practice. But
You
if
know,
you think
you
that,
know where we might need to go this year.
listen,
We'll
sign
wait
me
for
up.
the
I got,
schedule, but
listen, my
you
family's there. My family's there.
know that
My
that
family's
game is
there.
going to be on Sunday
My
night
family's
or Monday
there.
night or something.
You don't even got to, nothing more need be said, my brother.
You know, I was so
Um,
excited. And real side note, real quick, and it's no disrespect either. I was so excited to be a part of, which we still are, but the Celtics run, in which we'll be very much indulged into it. And I was very much excited about the Red Sox this year. Still am. But man, the
it
Patriots
seems like
just,
it seems like the wheels on the bus are going round and fucking round
and
now.
man, mm,
And it's not done. There's
no,
still this, you know what I mean, a little bit of
no.
oil, you know
But
what I mean?
Stephon Diggs, just to finish that thought, he's going back to Buffalo for the first time, playing
And
against
he
his
will be
former team
and he will be ready for the
against
beginning of the season.
against or not again, playing for Buffalo's most hated rival, the team that fucking owned you for decades, the team that Tom Brady raw dogged for years. Even when he was with Tampa, he was still raw dogging that Bills ass. And now, one of your most prized wide receivers,
Who chewed the Patriots his whole
who
tenure here.
destroyed the Patriots and continues to do so, even with Houston last year, is now on that team. Stephon Diggs is now on the Patriots, going back to Buffalo. I'm sorry. If you don't think that's motivation for the guy to put up an all-time, give me the overs on everything right now.
Jalen Polk better give up that number one. He better pay.
Stephon Diggs
Stephon Diggs.
better
Stephon
walk in
Diggs.
that locker room
If I
and
was
just rip it
Stephon
right the
Diggs,
fuck
if I
up.
was Stephon Diggs, I'd give him $2 million in cash in a Louis duffel and say, "Here,
You
buddy."
think he'll want 14 though? No, I think they go stick with one.
If he's gonna, if Steph is gonna finish his career, I think he's gonna want to go back to his roots with Maryland. Uh,
Hey,
I
all
I
for it.
want I this you already know how I am. The fact that Bill even let Devontae Parker have number one, it's like if you're in a football if I know Bill wasn't big on numbers and
Well,
shit, right? But like
we just we don't care about numbers here. We just this what I expect for the team.
Devontae Parker with number one really, 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 really rubbed me the wrong
I
way.
know.
And then you know, I was a little excited now that there was a transition with obviously Bill's departure and Jalen Polk, a rookie,
Mm-hmm.
obtaining number one. It gave me a good sense, gave me a good feeling about him.
And
Even though
then
we even though we passed on Ladd,
this is supposed to be a happy show.
who was the 84,
Stop it.
mind you,
Stop it.
mind you, mind you. Um, but it's time to with Vrabel here. It's time to
Time to
pull the
lock in.
reins a little bit. It's time. It's time. It's about time to be like, yeah, buddy, you you didn't fucking do anything with that number, and you had the opportunity, and Devontae Parker had that number before you. So it's not like you're keeping up with a fucking legacy. So give that shit up.
We did more with the number one last season. The number one than Jalen Polk did.
And hopefully it lights a fire up under his ass,
Sure.
right? And just like I said
Sure.
with Javon Baker, listen, you guys have the opportunity of a lifetime. You guys are in a position where we only have 7 rounds, and
Yep.
but realistically, we have to address the offensive line. We have to get younger at the offensive line. We also have to get younger at the defensive line. So you guys have another lifeline because no matter what you say, as a realistic Patriots fan, I am happy that we didn't just throw money around because now we will still be within the range of top 10 teams in draft in cap space next year with a better draft
Oh, there's another
and
football season
a
next year?
better free agent class. Of course
Okay.
there is. Michael?
I didn't know that. My bad. I thought
Of
this
course
was it.
there is.
I thought this was the last NFL season ever.
Ever of all time, you would think.
This is Drake Maye's last season
You
too.
thought
We're
you
not going
thought
to have him
you
anymore.
thought that the Patriots were going to have Ronnie Stanley, Chris Godwin, Stefon Diggs,
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
Duh. Duh. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine if they? Can you imagine if I kind of don't want it just because I do. I really do want younger talent to play with Drake. And you got your
Listen,
guy. You got your older vet. But can you imagine if they steal Coop too?
this is something. Hey, hey, hey.
Not only Stefon Diggs
Nothing,
going back to Buff. Obviously,
nothing is
Cooper
impossible.
had like what handful of games there, but even so, that'd be funny as fuck. Diggs, your number one receivers
One
for the past two seasons
one
on
of
the
the
Patriots.
one of the day one draft day moves that I hope for. This isn't number
Mhm.
one. Obviously, number one is Abdul Carter.
Right,
But
right.
one of the draft moves that I wholeheartedly hope occurs for the Patriots outside of Abdul Carter is if we trade out of number 4 and we are able to obtain Golden out of Texas and obtain a second early second round pick as well and attack the offensive line with
Fair.
our other second round pick with our early fifth round pick
Mm-hmm.
in the third, and then our later seventh round pick in the third.
Yeah.
So, obtaining Golden is something that I really want to happen. Um, but at the expense of Abdul Carter, no,
No,
because we are in desperate need of a pass rush as well, and
Carter's
and
number one
and
for
and,
sure.
you can attest to the notes that we both, we don't step on each other's toes when we write notes. We don't argue. We don't,
No
go
reason
back
to.
and forth. We don't bicker about notes and shows. It's very genuine. It's very natural. It's very organic. Um, but one of the notes that I wrote previously for maybe 2, 3 episodes ago in regards, you know, to the Patriots is like, like if we're able to, if we're not able to draft Carter or Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
then we we have the potential to get a future number one wide receiver in Golden, and also obtain other assets and build this offensive line from the ground up while having four out of the top 100
Mm-hmm.
picks compared to Philadelphia, who, obviously, unfortunately, the Patriots lost a Super Bowl to. But
They beat him
listen,
too, though.
yeah, absolutely. But Howie is doing things as a GM that the entire world of sports should be analyzing.
Yeah,
The scouting team, whoever it is, the scouting team, if it's Sirianni, if it's whatever,
probably a little bit
there
of
needs to
both.
be something that is studied within them because
Mm-hmm.
hey, listen, do you draft the most relevant team players? The University of Georgia? I mean, they call them the Philadelphia Dogs, right?
Might as
So,
well be.
so it's like, is that what you do? Is that what needs to happen? Because we're only one pick away and we have Joe Milton. So if we're able to trade Joe Milton away, now we're equal to. So now we can kind of like
Mm-hmm.
piggyback off of what Philly does in their motives with somebody that is competent in running this fucking franchise in Mike Vrabel,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So,
You are
um,
light years ahead of where you were last year at this point, and like we touched on a
with a
little
easier,
earlier,
with a easier,
with the easier
with the third easiest
schedule.
schedule.
Now it's not even the conversation of fringe wild card. It's you know what's about to come out of my mouth. Can they compete for the AFC East?
Absolutely.
What has Buffalo done that makes you? I mean, the draft is coming, so we don't
It
know
doesn't
what they're going to
matter.
add.
It
But
doesn't
I'm just
matter.
saying, as of
They
today,
gave Josh Allen all of their
right?
money.
They invested their whole franchise in their quarterback,
So
which
let's
it's not wrong. I'm not hating on the move because he deserves it,
absolutely,
but it does put you back a little bit.
sure. That means you got a hit on your
So,
draft.
what has Buffalo done so far that makes you, as an analyst, as a Patriots fan, as just a football fan in general, say that they're going to run away with the division?
Oh, because Tyreek Hill said that he's all in now.
Please, Miami Dolphins, please.
Fuck out of here.
Uh,
The New
um,
York, the New York
no,
Jets.
no, no,
The Jets.
no.
Come on now.
Like, no. Let's stop.
Mike Vrabel knows what he's doing.
Mhm. You have
It's
two
blatant.
wins
It's
over the New York
blatant.
Jets before you even step on the fucking field.
It's blatant.
You have a win over the Tennessee Titans because Vrabel's going back there. You know Vrabel is not losing that game. We haven't even started the 2025 Patriots season, the NFL season, and the New England Patriots have 3 wins. I'm not the other team. There's teddy bears on that schedule too, but just looking overall, they have 3 wins. What other team can say that they have 3 wins already? Come on.
that does not have a franchise guy.
Right. You have your franchise quarterback. You have your franchise
You have
cornerback.
teams that are behind you.
Mhm.
You have teams that are behind. You have teams that are looking for their franchise guy in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
What the
Mm-hmm.
fuck are we talking
You could
about?
have been, if we didn't draft Drake Maye last year, you could have ended up with Sam
Jackson
Darnold
Dart.
or Sam Darnold.
Oof, brother. Ugh.
I'm just saying. You could have ended up with Sam Darnold. You could have ended up, well, yeah, with Jackson Dart. You could have ended up
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, which, no,
Jameis
that
Winston.
was the next one out of my mouth. Jameis Winston.
You could have re-signed Jacoby Brissett.
No, that's not nice. That's not being nice. This is a family show. Get that X-rated shit out of here. No, make it stop. No, the memories are floating back. No disrespect, Jacoby. Like, you went out and you got absolutely smothered. But the problem is, the big fucking problem is, he should have never been out on the goddamn field.
Never. Should have been Drake Maye
That
day
guy
one.
should have never touched
We
the other
should never be
the other side of the
we
white
should
line.
never be arguing. We should have never had the audacity to argue the fact that we could have potentially had the number one overall pick. We could probably be swapping places with the Raiders,
Mm-hmm.
the Saints,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago.
But even so, I mean, if you do have Drake, you are better. You win some of those games. Your record is a little bit more better. So you wouldn't have, say, the number one pick. But what you would have is a quarterback with 6 more games under his belt. A quarterback that started in Cincinnati,
Possible rookie,
start the season. What
possible rookie playoff quarterback.
you're telling me that fucking Drake Maye couldn't have done what Jacoby Brissett did in Cincinnati in week 1? This all ties into Stefon Diggs, because this is where we're at right now. You're telling me that Draco couldn't have done what Jacoby did? What the hell did he? What was so special about what he did week 1 that Drake couldn't have done? What was so special about what he did against Seattle that Drake couldn't have done? Oh, we don't want to get him killed. We don't want to get. He got killed
The the
twice.
the front office was to blame. Would have been to blame. Why don't they protect this guy? What
Why is your left
what is the
tackle
reason?
quitting? Your solidified left tackle that you showed so much promise in. You talked up a big fucking game, Elliot Wolf, about Chooks Okorafor
Mm,
at your left
mm,
tackle,
mm,
and the
mm,
fucker quit.
mm, mm,
Flat out quit the team.
mm.
That should have been the red flag. That was a red flag, but that should have been the alert. Like, something's
Which potentially
fucking
which
wrong here.
potentially could have been the reason why they didn't want to throw Drake into the
Which,
fire.
and I get the reasons behind it, but come on, man, this is football. And I'll give Zoe credit for this one, because 98.5 is getting really hard to listen to nowadays, because it's all whining, it's all bitching. It's just it's pathetic,
I
really.
I have
I,
not watched
I
at all.
haven't I haven't listened to it for weeks, and I was a avid Zoe and Beetle listener, because the
Likewise.
afternoon I
I
just
think
can't forgive.
I
Can't
think
forgive.
the only individual that is left to bring any sort of life to that show is Beetle, and
I guess.
I'll
You
give
know
him
who
the
I
grace that he
like at
deserves.
98.5? who I actually before was kind of like, but now he's not bad. And it has nothing to do with football either. It's Matt McCarthy for baseball. And Alex Barth for the Patriots.
Yeah,
That dude knows his shit.
yeah.
Shout out Alex Barth. You know your shit, pal. Like, any draft scenarios, any new, I go to Alex for most of it. But like we're 98.5. Like it's just getting insufferable to
Yeah,
listen to.
yeah.
But it's just like Zoe even said it last year when I was listening to the show. This is football. Football players play football. Week
Absolutely.
one, you drafted the kid at 3. He's week
A
1. He's your
starter,
starter at week 1. What are
which
you
is
afraid of?
which is
Guess what?
you
Guess what,
listen.
Patriots? Guess what, Elliot Wolf? Guess what, bitchy Patriots fans? What you feared? What you were just so scared. Oh, we can't put Drake in there because go get hurt. He did.
You didn't even know the offensive line was as shitty as it was
You
before that
waited.
decision was made.
You waited until week 6 to put him in there, and he still
Listen,
got
who,
smothered.
whoever you draft at number 4, one pick
Stop
removed from Drake Maye a
Right,
year later,
right. Think about that. Think about
has
that.
has to start. Has to be a
Well,
starter.
we're not in the Gerard Mayo era anymore. So the players that we draft in rounds 1 through 3 this year are starters.
If if for whatever reason, and I'll get back to this,
Sure.
that Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are not on the
Not at
board,
4.
you better believe that the Patriots are going to trade back and not only obtain a first rounder for this year,
Future.
but obtain a first rounder for next year,
hmm hmm
which
I'm
which I'm
I'm
okay
all for that.
with, which I'm okay with
All
because
for it.
we get a late round guy. We allow other teams to fuck up because
Yep.
I'm still big on Tet.
Yeah.
I'm still big on Golden, and I'm no pause. I'm bigger on Golden than I am Tet. But also, we have the ability to add depth to the offensive line and the
hmm
trenches.
And now
Abdul
with
Carter is the clear favorite as the best player in the
has to be.
NFL draft.
Has to be.
Second, very close race with Travis Hunter. But let's be
Freaks.
real here.
Athletic
If you're a football fan,
freaks.
if you keep up with football, if you watch pro days, if you watch the Senior Bowl, if you follow and really read what these people that are at these events
hmm
have to say,
hmm
and
Which
you
will be
really
as soon enough.
invest and you absolutely, and you really invest in what you in the product that you care for, then I promise you, trading out of number 4, you can't be more. It's not a build trading out of 4.
Oh, we're not
It's
getting
not a
Joe
build
Smith
thing.
from
Yeah,
Texas Tech
it's a
University in South
yeah.
Carolina.
It's a listen. I'm taking the best player
hmm
available, and if they're not available, then buddy, I'm sorry, but I don't care what you. I don't care what package you got.
Pause.
Pause. Like there, I need. I this is a franchise in which needs to win and continue to win. And over the course of the past 5 years, we've allowed other teams to give us a run for our money in
Leapfrog
regards to the greatest teams
you
of
and
all time.
yeah.
You in the Chiefs, you've allowed a team that has beat you in the Super Bowl to win another Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl they ever won was against you, which is already hurtful enough, and they won another one without you being even a glimmer of relevant. Um, so it's like it's time to it's time to pull up and lace your fucking boots, throw on your helmet,
hmm
put on your
This is
fucking put
Now,
on your bulletproof vest, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm putting it out there for the record. I don't give a fuck if we have the third. You know that.
mm-hmm.
You know that we have the third easiest schedule. I'm not talking to you, Mike. I'm talking to the
No,
people
oh, I
watching.
know you are. I know you.
You
I'm
know
just agreeing.
that we have the third easiest schedule because I told you that. I told you that. I know this is things that we've discussed,
Time and time again.
and it's something that slips the mind of individuals for some reason, and it's
But now you
so.
think all the idiots with rocks in their head. You have the third easiest schedule in the NFL, and now you have that revamped defense that Vrabel just put together. That's what he spent most of the money on. Revamped defense, number top 5, if not top 3 cornerbacks in the NFL. The future of the NFL and Drake Maye, and now Stefon Diggs.
Let me say this because you just brought up something incredible, right? With this draft, right, which is probably one of the less talented drafts,
For some
the
positions, yeah.
Patriots have the opportunity to obtain generational talent at the cornerback position in Travis Hunter, the wide receiver at Travis Hunter, the edge rusher, 1 year removed from one full season
Mm-hmm.
out of 3,
Mm-hmm.
who has whose ceiling is astronomical at the edge position in Abdul Carter, or the ability to trade back and acquire assets.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better position that as a Patriots fan, there's no better position to be in. Pause.
No.
There's no better position to be in. No,
Yeah.
no. I'm giving this
I
shit. I'm
wouldn't
not receiving
I
nothing.
wouldn't
I'm
pause
giving
that.
this
I would just
shit.
let that one roll.
Word.
Like you
I'm
would
fucking giving this shit, bruh. Fuck out of here. There's no more. There's no more of that. People have talked shit to me for the past 5 years. It's over with. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
I'm
NFL.
sorry. Your team. I have a lot of Philly fans that I
You as
love
you
near and
know,
dear
I
to
do
my
too.
heart. Respectfully, cool. NFC. We'll probably see you. We'll see you when we see
Mm-hmm.
you. Right. But AFC, I got family in Buffalo or Dunkirk rather, but Buffalo.
That's
I got fans in Miami. I got family in Miami. I got family in Cleveland. You know, I got family in New York.
I've
Giants.
got I've got a Falcons fan.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I
Shout out Andre. Yeah. And your ass better be at the Falcons game this year, Andre. I'm
listen.
talking to you. I know you watch these things. You told me you watch these things. I need to hear it. I need to hear it.
I need to
And I
see it.
need to see it.
Hey, listen, Mercedes-Benz Dome is
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
a work of art.
the Falcons are here.
Oh,
They're in Foxborough.
oh,
This dude lives in Jersey. It's
listen,
coming up. I talk about
listen.
you.
You
You
don't
didn't
have
think I
to
would ever
pay.
talk about you on the show, but I did.
You don't have to
Listen.
pay. You don't have to pay for room and board, brother.
No.
You buying tickets? Pull up.
Mhm. We'll have a good old weekend, and then Sunday, Monday, whenever the hell that game is, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want all the smoke that day, because sorry, the New England Patriots are back.
Michael Penix is in the same draft as Drake
Sure
Maye.
was. You had
A
a
hundred
nice little 5 years.
$1 million in Kirk Cousins.
You had a nice little 5 years of the Patriots not being so relevant, and they went to the playoffs. People forget. I know. And the whole argument is, oh, they got shit stomped. We know. We all watched it. We all watched it happen. It should have been rated X because that shit shouldn't have been on TV, on cable. We know.
XXX.
XXXX. But
Four.
we saw it. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. We never punted. Buffalo never punted in the goddamn game. What team never mind. I'm just saying. They made the playoffs. And they've sucked ever since. With Mac, we know what happened there. And with Zippity Doodah in the little portion that he played. And then last year with Grandpa starting the season. And finally the light went on in somebody's head. Actually, you know what? Shout out real quick. Shout out to Jalen Polk. Thank you for not being able to not have the ability to get 2 feet down in the end zone. Because that play ultimately pushed Drake Maye into the starting role. If he catches that ball inbounds and they win that game, Drake Maye does not start against Houston. So Jalen Polk, and if we ever get to meet you someday and you see this, sorry, but not really. Thank you for not being able to get that second foot inbounds, because that's what propelled Drake Maye to start against Houston a week later. But this team is slowly building. The bricks are slowly getting stacked. Slide, stack, slide, stack.
Still arguably a month away from the draft.
And
So
there's so much more
80,
to build.
87, let's call it $70 million left.
There's so much more to build for this
I'm
team.
cool. I'm cool with what we got right now going into next season, and then letting the
Yeah,
money sell itself
I do.
next season.
For some reason, it's in me. Pause. Um, that they're going to do something else. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a trade for another big stud receiver, or if it's a signing,
I
or
would
if it's
rather
I don't,
the only thing that I
know.
would rather the only thing that I would really love to see as far as the Patriots go, as far as free agency, is to sign Tyron Smith, because I wanted them to do it last year. Everybody wrote
Okay.
them off. Everybody called them old.
Okay.
We have the Moses tie
I
here.
don't hate that.
They played together. Obviously, same
Mm-hmm.
division. Obviously, a 45-minute flight.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, you can now plan on. I mean, what if you're a player that's on the verge of retirement, what
Sure.
better place to invest in, right? Top three
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
Massachusetts. You right off in the sunset. Let the Patriots allow you to be you while developing the offensive line room with Dante back. With a obviously
Back.
you're one of the best of your craft.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously know. I'm sure you know of things with Dante as far as
Of
from
course.
a coaching standpoint that
Of
you've
course.
heard.
Of course he does.
So, that's the only thing that I would like. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and it's the exact same pitch that you gave Moses, I would love to give Tyron
Tyron Smith.
Smith.
I wouldn't hate that
Obviously,
at all.
you're not protecting Aaron Rodgers. Like, maybe that was something that made you, go there, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like, to go from Texas to New York, it's
You
like,
are.
all right, bro, you're already
Yeah.
up here. Might as well just slide down to Boston real quick,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or Foxborough,
Mm-hmm.
respectfully, and
I hate
take
that. I
take
hate.
care of the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing. make the playoffs, end your career on a high note. You know what I mean?
You
So
know what's funny too is we're making these picks. We're saying all these things about the Patriots right now, um, and they're not done.
no,
We have them as a wild card team, not a fringe,
absolutely,
not a fringe anymore. They've
yeah,
graduated in my eyes, and it sounds
absolutely,
like in yours
of
too.
course.
They've graduated from a fringe wild card team to a wild card team. They are in the playoffs. What happens if they make a couple more moves? Or what happens if they do make some draft maneuvers? Now, I didn't say moves. I said maneuvers.
Yeah, yeah. We're Gucci. Good place right now. Good
You
place right now.
This
We went
might
from
be
fringe
insufferable to
to
some people.
playoff. We went from fringe to wild card.
As we
Fringe
get
to wild
deeper
card.
into the off season, as we hit the beginning of training camp, as we hit the beginning of the preseason, and eventually, obviously, the regular season.
It's up, Mike.
Don't know.
It's up, Mike.
Don't know what.
Like I started the show with Tony. You know, everybody's stringer bell. I want to let everybody know we back up.
Don't know.
Let
Who
everybody
knows what we could be
know
saying?
we back
Who
up.
knows what we could be saying in August? Who knows
Let everybody
what we could be
know we
saying
back up.
after week 3?
If you're allowing the injury to Stefon Diggs to portray, listen, I'll take Stefon Diggs off of injury over every wide receiver in this franchise.
I would
And if
take him
you
over a lot of
and
people.
if you want to argue with me, then we can. You can call me. If you're gonna argue with me, you probably have my number. And if you don't DM me, I
Yeah.
got you.
Uh,
Call me.
the Patriots. All I
We
say is Robert Kraft.
back up.
Robert Kraft, I love you,
Yeah.
and you know,
It took you long
an
enough.
idol. But
It took
man,
you long enough, buddy.
you need to be kissing the feet of Mike Vrabel down there.
For sure.
Big smooches to those hogs because
This
Vrabel,
should have happened a long time ago.
Mikey
And,
Vrabel just
and
pulled this organization
who
out
knows?
from the depths of suck.
And just and with a finishing point, you know, I don't know if this. You better thank Vrabel. I wouldn't say thank him now. I would say thank him in a couple of years because Mike Vrabel might be the reason why you actually end up in the Hall of Fame.
Could be.
You've been eligible for the Hall of Fame over the past 2 voting periods.
Mm-hmm.
And buddy, unfortunately, this is real life. We're in a different time.
Mm-hmm.
Social media, you know, that plays a role.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everybody knows that you're a Hall of Fame general
Sure.
manager. But unfortunately, real life and the way that you move impacts your, you know, the way that you're seen in the realms of the gold jacket. You know, and we can get into that in a different show. You know,
Sure.
obviously with people that have gold jackets that have done crazy shit
Gold
off
jacket,
the
green
field, but
jacket, who gives a shit?
yeah, but yeah, I will very confidently say that it won't be what happened with Bill. It won't be what happened with Tom.
No.
But the reason why you get a gold jacket will be because of Mikey Vrabel, and I'll stand with that.
The reason why
I'll
your
finish that.
franchise,
That'll be the last thing that I say tonight.
I'll just add on top of that, Mike Vrabel is the reason why your franchise is going to be relevant again. That flying Elvis on your hat right now scene that was for decades seen as the
This is
staple,
America's team.
the staple of the NFL was the New England Patriots Flying Elvis.
This is America's team.
Then the past five, laughing stock.
Yeah.
You fell back. When people see that logo, they think those losers.
It's okay, my friend. It's okay. It's okay. It's
Guess what?
okay.
Your logo means something again. And when you see that logo on the TV, it's going to protrude fear again into fans. It's going to make
Absolutely.
people watch the games again and want to watch. You're no longer going to have CBS's fifth crew of people that I have no idea who the hell they are. Ross Tucker, no disrespect to you, sir, because you do your thing. But you're not going to have Ross Tucker color commenting your games anymore. You're not going to have these. You're not going to have Mark Sanchez doing the doing the color either. With I think Adam Amin was the play-by-play on Fox. You're not going to have these guys again. You know who you might.
You had me at Mark Sanchez, bro.
You know what you're going to have this year?
Tony Romo.
You're going to have Nansen Romo. You don't think CBS is already salivating at trying to acquire that Bills Patriots game in Buffalo? A
Absolutely.
425 spot. Sweeps week. There's your sweeps week CBS. Stefon Diggs with the New England Patriots going back to Buffalo. You're going to have Nansen Romo on the call. You're back.
You should
And
be
you
famous.
have one person to thank for that.
You should be famous.
And that's Mike Vrabel. Me?
Yeah, you should be famous.
I don't want to be
Stamp it,
famous. I
stamp it,
just want
stamp
to
it.
win football games. Jonathan! But listen, couldn't be more excited. I did not expect to come on tonight and do this.
No.
Thank you, Mike
We were
Vrabel.
planning a opening day show.
Yeah, tomorrow was supposed to be our baseball preview, which it still probably will be.
Yeah,
Stay tuned for that.
Fuck it.
Thank you, Mike Vrabel, for the content tonight, sir.
Thank you, New York Giants.
Thank you, New
Football
York Giants,
Giants.
for starting it, and the Patriots
Sure.
coming in hot right after.
Now there's really one of two things or one of two ways
Now
that this is going to go.
we
So
have content from now until the draft. We already
sure.
did, but now we really have it.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
here we go.
Let's
Let's
get it.
It's Tuesday,
Shout out
March
YouTube, man.
25th.
I mean, excuse me, Instagram for 4 hours.
Facts. But it's Tuesday, March 25th.
This
And
is
we're
day
giddy
two
about the New England Patriots.
this is day two of the draft, realistically.
We're giddy about the New England Patriots again. We were,
Facts.
but now
And
it's on the offensive
everybody else is upset.
Everybody else is upset. We are.
Everybody
And
else is
listen,
upset.
there's one dude that's really happy right now. More happier than you, happier than
Go ahead.
me.
Do it. Drizzy.
That's this guy. Because this guy right here, number 10, Drake Maye, just got his number one receiver.
Absolutely.
Now you're about to see Drake Maye. Last year you saw it a little bit.
I will say we will build the offensive line, and hopefully
This is with moves coming. But I'm saying overall, when the season starts,
for sure.
watch out.
You better buy stock right now.
Watch out. That Drake Maye, listen.
Buy the stock right now.
Listen. That Drake Maye MVP odds on DraftKings, we'll see. But we'll see. Thank y'all, everybody that showed up tonight, participated. We love y'all. Can't thank you enough. Continued, like I said, it was a off the cup. Like we didn't know we were coming on here,
for sure.
And we still had.
I texted you like, "Are we going live or what?"
Of course, I was literally eating, and I was like, "Fuck." have to finish this
I would have
shit.
been
Uh,
live. My phone would have been moving. You would have saw my living room and kitchen and
Honestly,
all that.
at that point, we can just do it next
Fuck
time.
it. Next time. Next
Live
time.
reaction with just rice and all kinds of shit all in my beer.
Fuck it.
Um,
Fuck it.
listen, thank you, Patriots. Thank you, everybody, for coming on tonight, supporting us. We love you. We love you. Support, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about the show. Um, yeah, go ahead. I'll let you cap it off
Yeah,
with
we back up. Obviously, we back up.
we got fireworks.
For sure. I mean, everybody's excited, man. Everybody's excited. This is big news. This is big
Appreciate y'all.
news. This is big
Yeah.
news. This is celebration.
So
Um, you already know. It's almost impossible to be here. So enjoy it. I mean, this is obviously an enjoyable moment. So we live for these.
yep. This is
So
why we do this show.
yeah, facts. I mean, and obviously this is more than just a sports show. We get vulnerable. We get real. We get
Mm-hmm.
authentic. We get organic. Um, so just appreciate y'all for real. I got emails regarding we've been crushing it with the Pritchard shirts, but we got the Tatum shirts on the way, especially in time for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna make it
Rest
happen.
up, JT.
We're making it happen. We're making it happen, and we can't thank y'all enough for being a part of the crawling. I'll say that. I won't say baby steps yet. I'll say we're still crawling.
We're crawling.
Um,
Gotta start
and
somewhere.
I mean, yeah, word. I mean, we're gonna fly like Elvis. That's what we're
Ooh.
gonna do. We're gonna fly like
Ooh.
Elvis. Fly
Ooh.
like Elvis.
You might have just did some you might have just live on season 2, episode 13, you might have just did something right
We're
there.
gonna fly like Elvis.
You might just
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all.
till next time.
Over and out, baby.